Okay, so here we have this absolutely gorgeous SWM 320cc TL trials bike from 1979. So this is a 40-year-old motorcycle. I purchased this a couple of months ago. It was painted in yellow. However, underneath yellow with the black frame and all that, and however underneath it was all red. So this particular model year of SWM should be red and white, as you see it here. Obviously, over 40 years, someone probably didn't like the red and white and wanted to go to more later looking yellow spec, which SWM adopted in the 80s. So I had to strip it down, sandblast it, and repaint the whole thing again. Much nicer in this red and white livery here. What did I do to this bike? Is I had to, first thing first, I had to redo these foot pegs. Just like I did on my Untitled Jet. I'll show you the foot pegs are here. So these are the original foot pegs. Tiny. This is mini bike stuff, not even full-size motorcycle kind of foot pegs. My feet were just wrapping around this bike's pegs, so I made new foot pegs for them. Much more comfortable, much better on both sides. They're very easy to make, these foot pegs, so I wouldn't bother buying them, I'd make them. Another thing I did is this bash plate. This is the original, absolutely rubbish, worn on all the edges. Obviously, you know, these bikes get battered. Look how bent it was, absolute rubbish. I do accept the fact that SWM and manufacturers will sort of try and save weight on things like that, but no, it was I had to make this new bash plates. It's wider and it's got stiffeners underneath there. You probably can't see, but it's much thicker and better made bash plates. The wheels are original. I didn't really have to do much to it actually, as far as other than that. Another thing I did is I shortened these levers. They're about out there, just too long, so I cut them there and I just made them shorter on both sides. And obviously I respray painted them. Red levers, red grips. I put as you saw before, one of these kill switch lanyards there, that compulsory here in Australia. Other than that, yes, the engine should not be red. However, SWM have a history of painting their engines red and or yellow with the different coloured motorbikes that they made later in their history. So I just loved the red engine on what you see on some motocross and enduro SWM. So I just had to go with the red engine. I couldn't help myself. And it looks fantastic. I think if it had a black engine, it just wouldn't look half as nice. It really makes it pop. What else did I do? Yeah, everything's been totally stripped down to pieces. Complete nut and bolt restoration on this one. Everything's been, even the Marzocchi suspension, I stripped them down, blasted them and respray painted them. Exhaust pipe, they've been decocked inside, been cleaned and sprayed, as you can see. The seat is original, so they didn't have to do anything to that. It's got new plastics. An absolute beautiful bike to ride. This thing here, when I took the covers off the engine, the flywheel on this thing is as big as a truck's flywheel. It's amazing how heavy that flywheel, how big it is. It's probably the biggest I've ever seen on any of these vintage or classic trials bikes. So you can literally put it in first gear and dump the clutch with no acceleration, and it just tractors on. You don't need you don't need the throttle on this bike at all. Just it's amazing how good this bike is. I really love it, and it looks fantastic. Yeah, I think to me it's probably the prettiest bike in my collection so far, even though the Italjet comes close. So here you go. Yeah, SWM. These are quite rare here in Australia. In Italy and Europe, you can probably find them a lot easier, but here in Australia, these things just do not come around. So when I purchased it secondhand, it cost me more than what I wanted to really pay for it. But you just don't get them. You don't find them. You don't see them. So if you want it, you got to pay for it, and that's the way it is. However, I'm happy with it now. Yeah, it goes very well. Starts relatively easy as well, about 2 or 3 kicks and it starts, so it's not bad, really, it's not bad at all. Yeah, great bike, really great bike. So another one that adds to the collection. So check out my other videos. I've got other videos like this Yamaha here, TY250. I've got Italjets. I've got Hondas and Montesas, and I'm purchasing other bikes, other Italian classics and stuff. And I've got other videos on other topics of motorbikes, different motorbikes, motor Guzzies and stuff like that. So yeah, and other topics as well, mechanical topics. So check my videos on the Motor Guzzler channel, subscribe, leave a comment, leave a like, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you very much from Melbourne, Australia.